Tomorrow is Remembrance Day, November 11th, and it's a time of reflection. It's a time of honoring. It's a time where we look back at some of the atrocities that have existed in our past, in our history, and even current things that are going on that we're ready to move forward from. And so it's a day of honoring, reflection, as a way to really consider what kind of world do we want to live in going forward. And just like we're doing that as a country right now and having those moments of remembrance and reflection, it's a great time to also reflect on our own lives, to look back on our history, to look back on all of the moments that have brought us to this day, and to notice any events, any circumstances from our history where we're still hanging on to resentment, bitterness, anger, maybe regret of a decision you made or you didn't make. Maybe there was a time where you felt victimized, or there was a significant event in your life that has created a lot of resentment in your life. And now is the time to reflect on those events for the purpose of shifting the energy, doing our forgiveness work so we can move on to create an even better future. So let's talk about the power of forgiveness. I believe there's a misconception that forgiveness means that we're saying to our perpetrator, it's okay, and we're making that event okay. And that's not what true forgiveness is. It actually has nothing to do about the other person and has everything to do with us. Forgiveness is simply giving for a new perception, changing our perspective of a situation, an event, an occurrence, so that we can take a higher or different perspective. And when we do that, what happens is we free the energy within ourselves. So if you can imagine, anytime that something happens and there's a little bit of resentment or a grudge, and so the little things that occur in our life, but also the big events where there's a betrayal, where there's a real disappointment, that lives within your energetic body, that lives within your body. And if we don't clear that energy is not available for you to move forward in your life, to reach your goals, to achieve your full potential. So that cleansing process is really important. A great way to think about it is just like you do a physical cleansing of your body every day. Chances are you brush your teeth once or twice or more times a day. You wash your hands multiple times a day. Because we know that as we're living our day, there's a grit and grime that gets on our physical body. Well, it's the same with our emotional body. That forgiveness practice is a cleanse of the emotions where we can really move past it. I've recorded a meditation for you with a powerful forgiveness practice. I'm going to encourage you to download that and to put it into practice. But let me give you one way that you can start that forgiveness process. So as you're considering an event, an occurrence, a situation, a circumstance that has occurred in your life, this may have been something very, very recent. This might be something that occurred in childhood or a decade ago. The time really doesn't matter, but chances are there's something that's coming to your mind right now. And I would encourage you to take a higher perspective. So if you can imagine going back in time and looking at what occurred. But as you're looking at it from a higher perspective. You're rising yourself above the circumstance. And you're recognizing that in that moment, every player, including yourself, was doing the best they could at their level of awareness. That somewhere in that situation, love was present. And to be able to look at that situation through those eyes and forgive all the players, to forgive yourself, to wish everyone well. And are we going to feel that the first time we do that? Maybe not, especially if it's something that really has a deep wound. But as you replay that situation and you start looking for where love was present, looking for the lessons learned, the growth learned, wishing everyone well, including wishing yourself well, what you'll notice is over time, your energy will shift around this. I did this exercise recently and I just asked myself, is there anything for me to forgive? a specific memory came into mind that I hadn't thought about for a long time. And it was when I was 17 years old. And I just noticed, ooh, there's still a little bit of resentment there, a little bit of bitterness there. And I was able to look at that situation and see the parties different, see where love was present, see where I could have done better. And as I wished everyone well, including myself well, I just noticed my heart soften. And I can now bring that softened heart into my life today and into my goals and my dreams. So as we're in this time of reflection right now, reflecting on your own life, where is there bitterness? Where is there resentment? Where is there a grudge? And what would it look like to forgive that, where it has nothing to do with the other person, but it's to free yourself from that energy so you can take that and use it to live your best life. So make sure you download that meditation, tap into it. It's a practice. Forgiveness is not something we do just once. It's a practice that we do multiple times. So I hope that you'll take that time to reflect, not only for Remembrance Day, but also for your own life. And I know that that will help you continue to live a life you love living.